Today I will demonstrate how you can use Lyza Studio to integrate your Infobright database tables. We'll come in and create an import by dragging and dropping onto the canvas. I then select a database connection. I also have the option for text files, Excel spreadsheets, Access databases, and Lyza datasets from other workbooks. Since I've already created my Infobright connection, I will select it from the list and scroll through the table to the one I want. At this point, I can scroll through and preview the first 50 records of my table. I also have the option to sample getting all records or a portion thereof. Using the blue chevrons at the top of each column, I can filter according to the values within the column. Once I click Import, Lyza will go to my Infobright database and pull down the table according to my filtering options. Since I have not filtered and chosen to select all records, I will be bringing in 1.6 million rows. Here you can see it takes just a few seconds to pull them in to Lyza. At this point, I can actually view every single record in my table. I'm also curious about my member loyalty transactions, so I will go back to my database and get my member loyalty profiles. Here, I again can go through all records. Now that I have imports on my canvas, I can choose to view the data via charts, or I can select other objects in my palette to manipulate and combine the data. At this point, I would like to get information from my loyalty member profile onto my retail transactions. I select the merge on the left here, drag and drop onto my retail transactions and my loyalty member profile. A merge works by using a join key that is a similar column between the two files. In our case, it's loyalty ID. I drag and drop from one input to the other to create this key. At this point, you will note that Lyza allows you to scroll through the entire data set for any of the imports, all 1.6 million records for my retail transactions and all 18,000 records for my loyalty member profiles. In the center, you can choose to bring in data in our output that relates to one file, the other, or both. In our case, I only want to bring to my output when the loyalty ID exists in both inputs. So here, I will now have the option to add columns into my output. The easiest way to bring all columns in is using the green arrow. Here, in the output, I can scroll through my filtered selection. In addition to everything from my retail transactions, I would like to add sex as well as age. By double-clicking the columns in my input from loyalty member profiles, they will be added to my output. I can then add a name to my merge and click OK to close it. At the left of our Lyza workbook is our palette. These icons are used to view and manipulate the data. The top set here is the charting icon, followed by a transform, which is used to filter, sort, and use formulas against the data. Then we have a summary, which is used for aggregation, followed by the merge, which you've seen, and an append, which combines two or more inputs by stacking the columns on top of one another. Finally, we see the statistics node. I will drop a charting icon to view the data. Lyza offers many different options. Let's select the bar chart. I'd like to see the sales by product group. So I'll take my sales from the dataset listing and drag it into my metric shelf. I'll then select the product group and place it in the horizontal series. Lyza is able to chart against the entire dataset. If I want to add quantity, I can drag and drop into my metric shelf. Lyza automatically recalculates for me. Here you can see that the scale used is based on sales, which makes it difficult to view our quantity. I move metric names in the vertical series, and then it makes it very easy to see the sales and the quantity using two different scales. Looking at these charts, I notice that pedaling is our largest revenue, but it is also our smallest in terms of quantity sold. This makes me wonder what's going on. I can right-click on my pedaling revenue and drill down by any of the other attributes in my dataset. Let's select transaction date. Lyza creates a whole new chart and places transaction date into the color series. As you can see, tran date is on a daily basis. This makes it a little difficult for us to gather any information from the chart. If we right-click on tran date, we can reformat the series using standard date regex formats. If we place a month, 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 year, year, Lyza will recalculate and reaggregate our data by the month and year. And here we can see that March, April, and May of 2008 were the highest months by sales for paddling. Lyza charts are dynamic, so while we can see this information, we have the ability to add other attributes and metrics from the original data set. Here I can drag sex into the vertical series. Lyza will recalculate, and then I can compare male and female spending over time. Here we can see for 2008, males frequently bought in March, whereas females bought mostly in May as well as in August. At any point during the process, you can rename your chart tabs by simply clicking on the name. Here I will create a paddling sales by sex label. For chart 1, I will create a product by sales and quantity label. Lyza also allows you to add new columns to your original dataset, just as in a transform. Or you can create a custom metric using the metrics in your shelf. Here I'm creating a weighted average price using the sales sum divided by the quantity sum. Lyza will automatically recalculate, and here we can see the weighted average price for paddling is about $1,200. By clicking Done, I can close out our chart. At this point, I can continue to work with my two imports from Infobright, or I can add other imports onto my Lyza workbook. In addition, if I wish to share any of my information, I can simply select a node, right-click, and ask it to publish. Publishing pushes this data up into Lyza Commons, Lyza Studio's collaborative web hub. Thank you for taking the time to see how Lyza Studio can help you better access your Infobright databases. For more information on Infobright, please go to www.infobright.com. For more information on Lyza Studio or Lyza Commons, please visit our website at www.lyzasoft.com.